What's good, YouTube? Stormy B-Man, and I'm back with another video. This time, it's on the heavyweight division. And the title, "This is What It's Come To," is fittingly appropriate. Just last week, we saw the press conference for the heavyweight showdown that is supposed to take place between WBC heavyweight champion Tyson Fury, the Gypsy King, and Dillon White. This is a fight I did a video on a couple of years ago when they were both contenders, talking about them facing one another. And at that time, I spoke of it being a fight that made sense because of their jockeying of position in the heavyweight division outside of the titles. Now that the top of the division has been rearranged, with Tyson Fury being the WBC champion and White still having not faced a top 5 heavyweight outside of Anthony Joshua. This fight has a different type of luster to it that many people do not really have much of an interest in, and reasonably so. White, who didn't show up to last week's press conference to announce this fight, felt like he is being underappreciated both economically and also wanted to step back as far as the promotional aspect, because Fury is a bag of cats when it comes to promotion. He really shows up and shows out, mostly in a disrespectful manner. With his record of 31-0, 1 draw, and 22 KOs, Fury is coming off of his fight with Deontay Wilder, a third in a trilogy that saw him stop Wilder in the 11th round. Even off of that fight, it was Wilder who got more credit for going through the type of a tough battle that many people didn't think he had the heart to face and fight. Fury, who had a size and weight advantage in the entire trilogy over Wilder, also came through that fight with some difficulties. Having been floored in the fight a couple of times, and even in their first fight being floored a couple of times, you can actually say that Fury was probably knocked out at least twice. But he did secure the victory. And so now he is the WBC champion. Many people do not love his antics. Many people don't care for his antics. But there is one other guy that people equally dislike, and that is Dillon White. The man that they like to refer to as the body snatcher, which I don't know where that nickname comes from because he doesn't put in a lot of body work when you see him box. But he's there, and with his record of 28-2 with 19 KOs, White now has lost by knockout to first Anthony Joshua, that goes back to December 2015, and just recently in August of 2020, he took a defeat, a 5th round KO against Alexander Povetkin in a bout which he was winning, pretty much dominating Povetkin. And with one punch, Povetkin turned out the lights on Dillon White, much to most people's enjoyment. It was nice seeing White taste the canvas where he had done so much talking before, and to finally see him slept, people celebrated. He became the person of memes, comments, and video highlights. He was able to avenge his loss to Povetkin in March of 2021, where he stopped Povetkin, who was a very lackluster fighter in that fight, seemingly now no longer the guy he was when they faced off their first go around. He had a 4th round TKO over Povetkin, and many people didn't think much of it. So he has waited and waited for an opportunity at a title shot for the WBC. But kicking off the press conference and not showing up didn't bode well with either the promoters of the bout or even the fans. Most people don't even care about these two fighters anymore. I was asked recently what were my thoughts on this fight, and I used a reference to dumpster juice. Not because the fighters are trash. They can be trash, but the division as a whole is now under. These are not the men to bring it up, to raise it above mediocrity. Fury, with his own antics inside and outside of the ring, substance problems, bipolar, whatever you want to call it, is not the most positive of representatives of the sport. White, with the personality that no one cares for, isn't either. So most people are looking at this fight as who gives a damn, and rightfully so. When this fight finally does kick off, it has been slated, but we don't know. The date is tentatively scheduled for April 23rd, 2022. If anyone else, Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder, maybe even Joe Joyce, decided to fight on that same date, they could totally undermine this card. And with bouts coming up like Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano on the horizon, people could save their money for far better quality matches. I don't like this fight. I don't like these fighters. But that's just my personal thing. I'm not telling anyone else what to do when it comes down to these fighters. But I think you should really consider where you put your support and your dollars when you start talking about fights, fighters, and pay-per-view. There's far better fare to track down and be entertained by. And with the lack of professionalism that Dillon White showed, he probably was giving us a heads up on what to consider and how to move when it comes down to this fight. Be a no-show. This is Stormy B-Man. Shout out to the LDBC, the Lions Den Boxing Community, and Liberated Perspective. For more content such as this, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. Until the next time we meet, peace, and everyone please remain safe.